Hey, Eric here with a requested build. In this case, I'm going to be using a shield as my primary damage source. So the shield weapon is a fantastic versatile weapon, but it's pretty funky to learn how to use it. So I'm picking a dwarf. Dwarves are good at brawling, but you certainly don't need to be a dwarf. Any number of races will work well with the shield. And I'm going to pick up EtherealProjection, which is kind of a generically useful skill, but not synergistic with a weapon-based build, and FlameWave, which really doesn't synergize at all with weapon build. And so what I want to talk about a little bit first is just how the shield works. It's very unusual in that the speed at which the shield goes out is a function of your attack speed. So it actually scales DPS-wise the same way as any other weapon with attack damage and attack speed, but the feel of using it changes a lot based on your attack speed. So if your attack speed is relatively low, it can feel really painful if you throw out the shield once and miss, because you're waiting a long time for it to come back to you. Whereas if your attack speed gets really fast, it's almost like this instantaneous area of effect ranged attack, which is insane, super easy to aim. And there's another element that comes into play, which is that to use the shield defensively, you have to be holding it, as I am now. As soon as you attack, while the shield is out there, you can't use it to block. And so if you have a really fast attack speed, you can easily switch gears between offense and defense. Say you get stuck in a corner, your shield will very quickly come back into your hand, even if you had thrown it out, and you can make your block. Whereas if you have a really low attack speed, you might have to wait a couple seconds for your shield to return, having thrown it earlier, and by then you might have already taken damage. So for a number of reasons, not the least of which is the shield's bonus damage per charge when you do block, it's really good to stack up attack speed with a shield. And so I chose the dwarf here because the dwarf actually gets a relatively low starting attack speed and good starting damage, so that'll make it slightly worse on him. Again, everyone can use it to great effect, and even if you have a skill-based build, even if you have like a lich and you want to build around your skills, the shield can be super useful just for its ability to block every 8 seconds. You don't have to use it as an attack all the time. You can just use it for bonus damage when it's really safe. But anyways, I'm going to treat this kind of like a daily run. I'm going to try to go fast. I'm going to try to show off the power of the shield. I'm going to mostly try to build around attack speed, because the faster I can attack, the more times I get to use that bonus damage that is accumulated every time you block a shot. So here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to get right in on the guy with my EtherealProjection, and I'm just going to throw my shield through him. So you notice the shield deals damage on its way out as well as its way back in. That does make it a little tricky to line up your shots when your attack speed is slow, but once your attack speed gets really fast, it's actually quite easy to hit on both the way out and the way in. So that's not a big deal. Again, I strongly encourage building attack speed with this particular weapon if you're going to be using it primarily as a weapon. Okay, so here, cooldown reduction. This might encourage me to like go with skill build, having such good cooldown reduction on sale early in the game, but I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore the attack damage, skill mastery, Howler in favor too. I'm just going to build some overworld items because I'm just going to force a weapon build no matter what. And that's a pretty sensible thing to do on a dwarf. Dwarves have poor skill mastery. Oops, I didn't actually activate my EtherealProjection. So here I'm kind of stuck in the corner. I can actually block with my shield. And now that I've blocked, I'm getting bonus damage from all my attacks, which is really cool. Again, I think the key in this run is going to be to get to some attack speed, and you'll just see how powerful the shield can be as a weapon. An important thing to note with the shield, although it does get a little minus damage on it, that's really not a big deal, A, because you can block shots to get the damage, even without upgrading the shield once. Just blocking one shot at the start of a fight like that gives you a huge damage boost. The other really important note is that it is a ranged area of effect attack. It pierces, so it's like it's not dealing any less damage because it hit one guy. You can blow up a whole pack of guys simultaneously, like right there, you saw me hit 3 guys for full damage. You can blow up a ton of guys simultaneously with this shield. And again, if you're smart, you'll start every fight. If it was like, if I'm going daily mode, I would have started every fight by immediately running into 1 instance of damage. It is quite tricky, I will admit, to get hit exactly once, but not twice. Like to intentionally walk up here and let that guy hit me, but not get hit by someone else in the meantime. It's not always an easy thing to do. But again, as you see, I'm using the shield here kind of at melee range. You don't have to, but it's an option. I'm ready to block another time. And see there, I got myself double hit, but still, not a big deal. It's great to use, I mean, the shield is great in so many situations, but here I'm like, I can kill his buddies and him simultaneously with that piercing attack. You should not underestimate the power of a piercing ranged area of effect attack. It's also worth noting that there are certain items that are kind of synergistic in interesting ways because the shield is mechanically so different from other weapons. There's things like the fact that the size of your character actually matters. Your shield actually grows based on your character. So, for example, if I picked up a Elixir of Giant Growth, my shield would actually get bigger, which is actually increasing the size of my area of effect attack, which means I can hit multiple guys more easily. Again, I could start the fight by blocking once. That's going to give me more damage. Not necessary. In fact, probably not even a good idea if you're kind of worried about your skill with the shield, but if you're feeling confident, if you're doing it daily, it might be good to start every fight with the block. Mostly though, you're just going to use that block as a last resort, and you're not going to try to be getting hit, except maybe in boss fights it might be worth sacking up to 3 max charges right away, just kind of mentally switching gears into damage after that, because that's going to give you a huge DPS boost. I am going to check out what sets are available in this world. Okay, so this is kind of perfect. Certainly you could build other ways, but Berserker's Amulet is just an insane attack speed set, and this stun is an insane attack damage booster. It does better if you attack more often because it will proc stuns more often. So this should be a really easy run once I complete these sets. At the moment I'm a little bit underpowered because again all I've done is start a couple sets. So you notice it's a little hard to merciless these guys because you kind of want to hit them from medium range, which I already screwed up once. But you want to hit them kind of at medium range so it goes out and then back in real quick succession like. And so since I have such low attack speed at the moment, I have no way to charge up my shield obviously, since these guys don't attack me, I'm not going to worry about getting the merciless clear. I'm just going to try to get the perfect clear. Okay, alright, Wise Men. So here's the issue. Do I upgrade my shield? Well, upgrading the shield is really good. It lets you stack up to max charges really quick. Defensively, it lets you block every 6 or every 4 seconds instead of every 8. But it's not directly adding a ton of damage except in the cases where you're actually bothering to block stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend rushing a shield upgrade right away. That said, I kind of have a little extra money. I'm kind of stuck in this corner of the map, so I'm going to go ahead and dust. I'm going to see if either of these is the gold mountain. I know one of these 6 is gold, so neither was. That's unfortunate. And I'll go ahead, so if this was a normal build, I might even upgrade Ethereal Projection, but I'm just going to build around weapons, so I'm upgrading my shield just to try to show off how this works. So I'm going to drop the Necromancer first. I don't want him raising the dead. So right there, I probably should have blocked an attack. Instead, I just took an attack to the face. Playing a little bit recklessly, because with the Dwarf, I have a big HP pool to lean on. Again, I'm just lining up my shield so it goes through multiple guys. If you can hit on the way out and the way back in, the shield's always going to be doing a lot of damage. Here, I can hit 3 guys at once. It's really just an incredibly effective attack, in my opinion. But again, you do want that attack speed so that it's not so clumsy to throw it out there. Alright, so here's another set dealer. So let's dust him and hope that... Okay, so I can already make progress. Oh no! I was 5 gold short of being able to make progress on both sets. So that was actually pretty bad. I did get the piece of the set I really want more than the other. I'd rather complete Berserker set because, as I said before, attack speed's really good. So that's fine. I am going to have to either fight the Shadow or burn a teleport. Since I have extra teleports, I'm going to burn one. Okay, so here's a boss fight. I'm going to let him go through me. So now I have a charge up on my shield. I can't block with it again for another 8 seconds. But I'm doing way more damage in the meantime. And now you see my shield is ready again. I let him hit me again deliberately. Now I have 2 charges on my shield, and you see how hard it's hitting. It's hitting like a truck at this point. Okay, I'm ready to block again, so I'm gonna block again. Okay, now I have 3 charges, and 3 is the maximum number of charges, but you notice I'm now hitting for 276 every time I throw my shield through him. So the shield has gone off in an insane way. And again, it can be smart against the scarier bosses to actually build up those 3 charges right at the start of the fight. Do I want a blink dagger? I might get a blink dagger, typically, if I was doing a daily run like this. I think since I'm trying to talk and describe what I'm doing, I don't need to be blinking around all the time. I already have ethereal projection to sort of move me around the map. So I'll just massively stock up on warp stones. It's probably a little excessive and it might cost me the opportunity to buy something, so it's probably not smart. But again, you don't have to use your block. Here I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to treat my weapon like a weapon and fight my way through these guys. And if I see the need to block, it's like, oh, I'm cornered. I have that block option. I just have to stop attacking for a second, and I can block. So, in my opinion, the shield is really the most versatile weapon, especially since you get value out of it, even if you're not attacking at all. But, I need to kill these guys off and move on. Okay, so once I complete a set here, right now all I have are like started sets, so I should probably prioritize finding the bazaar. So it's probably on this left-hand side of the map. It might actually be right there, which would be really terrible luck. But I'm going to scout the left side of the map, and hopefully that will let me complete my set. You might recall that there's always the opportunity to complete a set at the bazaar if you've started one. So my damage per second is actually really bad right now. Because I've upgraded shield, I've like invested a lot in being able to... I've invested a lot of my build in being able to just like stack up insane damage when I'm getting hit. So this is actually a weakness of like putting points in the shield, is there's no way to build up charges in these treasure defenses. So I actually let one gold pile get away. But okay, so there's the bazaar. As soon as I get some real items, that's not going to be an issue. So there's actually several things I would love here. I would love to make Sepicles my god. He'll give me a ton of attack speed, not only through the statue, but through his blessing. I would love to get the spiked flail. Attack damage is fantastic. In general, you get the maximum damage from your weapon-based builds by approximately matching attack damage and attack speed, just based on how the math works out. And since I intend to stack up a lot of attack speed, it would make a lot of sense to pick up the spiked flail. I could pick up the Berserker's Boots and complete the set, which would be really, really powerful to unlock that set completion effect. But actually, it's so much harder to find these items, like the Sepicles statue, the spiked flail. I can always complete the Berserker's Boots by visiting a blacksmith later on in this world. So I think I'm really torn between these two items. Since I can just stack up free damage, I can get 50 times 3, or pretty soon 70 times 3 bonus damage just from my shield. I think I'm just going to go pure attack speed. So I'm picking up the Sepicles statue. I now have a lot of attack speed. And if I keep working on Sepicles as my god, which I have several opportunities to do, I already see him on the map, I can get really insane attack speed. Now you see, now that my attack speed is getting high, you see I don't have to wait long after throwing my shield to get my shield back again. It's right there. I was trying to show you how to build up charges on my shield, but I just got myself hit. But anyways, if I do need to panic and bring my shield back, it's only a split second before it returns to me. So that's the power there. And so I do see the blacksmith. I'm going to hit the mini boss first, so that I actually have enough money to shop at the blacksmith. I'm gonna let this guy attack me once, and so now I have a charge on my shield, so I'm hitting really hard. I could block again here, but I think at this point I might as well just respond. I could even block this, so I block that tumbling rock. So the shield can really block basically every damage source. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and dust the blacksmith and try to complete this set. Okay, so I almost got super lucky in being able to complete this, or make progress on the Skull Crusher's helmet, which was on sale, but unfortunately I am just a little gold off. Maybe if I had done those merciless clears correctly, I would have had the money. I am going to teleport to the mini-boss. That's going to get me a little extra money. I'm going to let this guy hit me. So again, now I have a charge on my shield. I'm dealing really good damage. And you see, now with Berserker set complete, my attack speed is insane. So if I ever need to block, I can, boom, immediately just pull back my shield. It takes almost no time at all to return to me. And I'm ready to do even more, almost instant long-range damage. So you see the power of the shield, hopefully, in this sort of situation. Again, attack speed plus shield is really good. Again, I let that guy intentionally hit me. I don't have to spend a lot of money building up attack damage. I just put that 1 point in the shield skill at the Wise Man, and now I can get damage whenever I want it for free just by blocking an attack, basically. And I didn't even bother to block another attack because I felt like my damage was already good enough. So these guys, alright, I make sure to get hit by one guy. Now my damage is crazy. Now I just attack. Again, you don't even need that first step. You don't even need to use your shield charges. You can just build all around your shield and never block anything, and it can still be a good weapon. But if you were trying to do like a daily or something, which obviously my time's pretty terrible here because I've been trying to explain what I'm doing a little more. Anyways, obviously for getting a daily you want to be using the blocks. Like here I'm going to build up my charges. I'm 2 seconds away before I can block again. Okay, I can block again. So now I intentionally go into one of his attacks. It doesn't stun me because it was blocked by the shield. Okay, I'm ready to block again, so I will do so. Alright, now I've got 3 charges. So now I'm at max charge. I've got really insane damage and I can just finish this guy off. Okay, so I would like to build up a little more favor with Sepicles if possible. I might as well heal, since I did take some damage. Once again, the Wizard hat is on sale. They really want me to take that. I would love to have some looking glasses. I don't. I already have a bunch of warp stones. Do I need... I'm going to need more dust. I think I'm going to want to be visiting, like, the Bazaar, when possible, to get like some crazy attack damage boosters or something like that. I am definitely going to want to visit, I need to visit 2 set dealers to finish off my Skull Crushers, because I screwed up in my previous visits to the shops, basically. I've had opportunities to buy stuff, but I never had enough gold. So I do want to finish my Skull Crusher set. That will be incredibly strong with my high attack speed. I'll just be stunning everything up. Okay, so I'm going to dust the Jeweler. I need a piece from him, and there it is on sale. Do I want to start another set? So none of these other sets are especially good. Stonecallers would keep me alive. Would actually be good, but none of them are directly synergistic with the shield, so I'm just going to build around the shield, just to show that off. It's not to say those wouldn't be good options in a more standard run. I'm going to go ahead and block an attack just to get my damage going. Then I'll just jump into another attack like an idiot. Not ideal. Time to block another attack, I think, so there we go. I'm hitting really hard. I'm letting this guy beat me up pretty bad. We have max charges on my shield now. So there's always the risk when you go into block mode. You get into this like mental mode where you're trying to get yourself hit. And then it's really easy to get yourself hit multiple times. Like I just got myself hit twice there when I was trying to walk into it. So again, I think if the fight looks kind of scary to you, you really shouldn't be walking in and getting yourself hit. You can just worry about building up charges against bosses. It's not necessary in fights like this. Now I actually have to pay attention to what I'm doing. I got super low. So I'm going to play like cautious. I can go ahead and pop my healing potion after this fight, so it's really not a big deal. Okay, so I'll heal. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my shield to max level. What's nice about this is I can block every 4 seconds, and I'm getting a huge damage boost whenever I block. So I can actually start this fight by like blocking. This isn't such a scary fight. That last fight was much scarier. All those ninjas, I really should have respected them more. Should not have like intentionally got myself hit twice. And again, you don't need to. The shield still works just fine. Like here I won't take any charges. You'll notice my damage is much weaker without the boost from my shield, but it's still totally viable as a weapon without ever deliberately getting yourself hit. It's just that if you're going to invest a lot of skill points, as I have, into powering up your shield, at that point you really do, if you want to get any value out of those skill points, you really do need to be blocking sometimes. So I finally did get a spyglass, and there's the blacksmith. That's quite lucky positioning, so hopefully I can complete this set. And there it is. For 55 gold, do I want 100 health? I've now got a couple sets in me. I should, again, mercilessing is a huge problem with the shield because you don't have any way to build up charges. So much of my damage per second is predicated on... Oops, I just jumped to my EtherealProjection when I didn't need to. So much of my damage is predicated on getting hit with the shield that this is one place your build's going to struggle. So I can defend the gold, but I can't really merciless defense the way I built this guy out. I really want like some more attack damage, or I'd want skills that hold him. I really wanted that Separate Temple, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and break this temple because I don't need it. I am going to try to block just one. There we go. Get my damage going. Notice my damage is insane because I block some stuff with that shield. And I'm just going to try to make my way to the boss. I don't think there's a whole lot of exciting stuff to do. So I can actually like peek into that beam to stack up a charge. It's kind of a scary way to get a shield charge. You notice now though that every 4 seconds I can pick up another charge. That means defensively, by upgrading my skill, my shield, like say I got trapped and oh that guy's gonna hit me, I can very easily block like almost every hit back. A mere 4-second cooldown, it's insane. Now that I have 3 charges up on my shield, I'm hitting super hard. Again, this is without spending really any money at all upgrading my attack, other than, of course, the Skull Crusher set. I blocked again there, just to show why. You have to practice your blocking skills. But again, every 4 seconds I can block damage. If I was in a desperate fight, if I was down to 1 hit, I could just spam off my FlameWave for damage, and I could totally ignore my weapon and just use it as a every 4 seconds invulnerability. So there I blocked the hook. Because I blocked the hook, I didn't take any damage. That's really nice. Now I have enough damage that I can actually fight through the Halloran Blessing. Of course I probably shouldn't. I should probably go ahead and break that temple. That's why I've been going forever. I can block a little more damage. You see, it's so much easier to aim this weapon with high attack speed, and I can easily pull back my shield to block whenever I want with high attack speed. So that's something to keep in mind. It's not the only way to build the shield, but it's certainly the way I recommend, and there's a lot of natural synergy with that as your approach to building the shield. So I'm going to block this lightning bolt, okay? Some good damage. It's kind of annoying trying to block guys now because like, I always stun them with my skull crushers. Alright, guy hit me. And then all of a sudden they're stunned. First world problems, I suppose. Alright. See, the build's pretty powerful at this point. I am going to hit the town. I'm hoping just for like some attack damage boosters. It's not happening. I'll go ahead and... I need to just start using my warp stones. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so there's nothing interesting there. I'm going to go try to find the bazaar on the other side of the map. Again, you don't need to charge up your shield this fight. I don't charge it up at all, just to show that even without spending a lot of money on attack damage or anything, it is a totally acceptable weapon. It's really only in those single target fights where it's relatively easy to charge it up because you can focus just on one guy at a time. It's in those fights where you really need to upgrade it. In the big AoE fights, you don't even need to upgrade it because the thing is doing so much damage to everyone simultaneously. Yeah, there's just no way for me to burst this here. Like my play was absolutely perfect. It's just too easy to scare guys away with this low pathetic damage that I have. This is the weakness of building around shields. It's going to be very hard to have enough damage without the shield blocks to get a merciless defense. Okay. So... I'm not that close to Sepulchre's rank 2, that's kind of pathetic. So I'm going to try to get it. I'm going to let one of these guys hit me. No, 2 guys attacked at once, so I decided not to let them hit me. Because one of those would have actually dealt damage. There we go, now I have to charge up. Bring down this temple in a hurry. And you can imagine there's a lot of sets that I could build that would support this pretty well. Again, I'm making my way to the right-hand side of the map. Battle bracers are good, attack speed and attack damage. Those are exactly what I want. I'll pick up a healing potion because I don't have one, just to be super safe. So I was hoping to find the bazaar over here. I've basically scouted everywhere along the left side of the map and the right side, so it definitely has to be in this top right corner. Process of elimination. Alright, I am going to block that projectile that I just saw just kind of hanging its way through the air. So why not get some bonus damage? Alright, I will dust the Bazaar. I'm hoping for a big item. Okay, these are these are not the items I want. Actually, Freneticus is kind of good. It makes my attack speed absolutely insane. These are worthless. The fact that all three are on sale is super lucky, but I don't need cooldown reduction or skill mastery at all at this point. So I'm just going to buy the Freneticus. So my attack speed is now going to be totally crazy. See, my attack damage is not that great, but the ability to swing that fast is kind of nice. It means I'm like perma-stunning guys in my Skull Crusher set. That's kind of a cool synergy. It also means when I do get my attack damage bonus going through that through the shield charges, so like right there, I just blocked a hit. I now hit insanely hard because my shield damage is special. That's a bonus 70 damage via that lightning attack every time I attack. So it's not actually in my core attack damage, which means it's not getting multiplied by minus 40% or whatever it is Elixir Freneticus does. So that's kind of an insane synergy, Elixir Freneticus and the shield. Because again, the shield wants to be doing 70 bonus damage each time I gain a charge. So now I'm hitting for 180 with my shield on the way out and on the way back, whereas before I was just hitting for 113. So there's a cool synergy to exploit. I hadn't really thought about that one. But anything that gives you insane attack speed is going to be great on the shield. Again, I want to intentionally get hit here. I want to build up to my 3 charges early in the fight. And it's quite easy to do since I have the shield at max level. I could even just like wait right here until boom. Now I have it at rank 3. So I'm dealing a ton of damage with every hit. And now I don't have to worry about intentionally blocking. I can just block when it seems like a good opportunity. Oh, he's going to hit me. Boom, I pulled back my shield. With this insane attack speed, of course, I can pull it back basically whenever I want. As I did there. See, I thought I was going to get hit, so I just stopped attacking for a second. Oh, okay, now I didn't block it. So that was a pretty easy fight. You see, this build is quite powerful, even though I haven't really fully upgraded. I don't know what the hardest boss would be again. I have good area of effect. Maybe Necros. I don't know. I don't feel like any God Plane is gonna create any trouble for this build, quite honestly. None of this really does me any good. I'll just pick up the Spyglasses just to see if there's like a path I want to go. Like takes me to the Bazaar or something like that. Alright, so I don't see anything interesting. I'll just hit this Blacksmith, hopefully spend some money powering up a little more, and then this run will be over. I would like to work my way to the left side here so that I can throw a hook right away, and if I miss, like I did there, I can just run with the pack and throw another one and miss again like a complete noob. Well, what you gonna do? If you can't hit him in 2 throws, then maybe you don't deserve the gold. And I'm not too worried. I'm plenty strong to fight the boss. I'll just take, I'll just take the health booster. That'll make me impossible to kill to stack up a bunch of health. I really don't need damage, as you can see. Once I block one attack, so like there I intentionally blocked one attack, I just stun lock everything with the Skull Crushers, do kind of an insane amount of damage. I should probably block another attack, more insane levels of damage. And now there's no need for an intentional. I can use it defensively. Oops, I screwed up. That kind of thing. But shield is just so good. So good. I'm just going to work my way to the boss. I guess I can stop at the town here. I mean, I only have 1 rank of Seppuku. I'll take some more attack speed. Why not? Why not more attack speed and movement speed? Always good. So I intentionally blocked that first attack. Now my damage is quite good. All these guys simultaneously. I should probably block another attack. These fights tend to go kind of long because Necros is resummoning all the enemies. So it's not bad to stack up the 2 charges on my shield. Notice I'm just spamming the heck out of Oops. I didn't notice that mini boss got through my stun lock. Mini bosses do have some stun protection, so if you stun them too much, they will unstun themselves. Okay, I want to block once. Alright, I got my block on. This is actually one of the scarier mini-boss type guys who shows up in the God Plane. I really think it's hard to dodge his double shuriken attack. I'll just kill all the little guys first, because I can stun lock them with the Skull Crusher set. Again, if you see anything like a Bolt Thrower set or a Skull Crusher that's synergistic with attack speed, that's a great cue to just go ahead and build insane attack speed with the shield. It's not the only way to make it work, but I kind of think it's the best way to build a shield. Just run lots of attack speed. These fights are going pretty slow, but they're really, really safe, especially since I can always just pull my shield back and block stuff. So I'll go ahead and fight the boss now. I am going to make a point of intentionally building up to 3 shield charges right away. So I need to wait 4 seconds now. Okay, I can block again. I'll block again. It's not the most optimal way to do it. Obviously I could be dealing damage in between all those cooldowns. But now that I have full charges on my shield, I can use it defensively without worrying. Oh, I was going to get hit there, so I just pull back my shield. It's incredibly strong as a defensive. Okay, right there I didn't want to dodge, so I just stopped attacking with my shield, and I blocked. Now I just need to clear my way through all of these guys. Should be pretty easy. Oh, I think I'm going to get hit, so boom, I just block it. Okay, I knew I was going to get hit, so I just stopped attacking for a second to block. Yeah, my attack speed is ludicrous. Okay, block. And that's the run. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps with the shield.